Welcome to Empyrion Galactic Survival Alpha 12 Experimental, and we are starting this video with a short visit to creative mode for two reasons. The first one is I want to give you a quick tour of the new base that's on the arid planet option. This is quite a major change for Alpha 12 actually, and it's quite useful from the perspective of, well, it gives you a little scout ship here to take a look at. I'm not sure if this is actually in the blueprint factory, but it gives you ideas about what you can build, but more importantly from the perspective of a new player is if we come into here, I've got to remember which direction to go in. You will see that they've now done the same as what they did up in the space station in Alpha 11. We've now got a whole series of LCDs here which have got instructions on how to control bases, and if we walk into this main area here, you can see we've got information about flight controls and how SVs work, and more importantly now you can see they've updated it for drag and lift with respect to the ships. This is changes that were introduced as part of Alpha 11. If we come over here, it also talks about CPU basics as well and how you balance the CPU. And over here we've got building with gravity, building a farm, shields and warp. I mean, there's a whole raft of information here. Now, I know a lot of you will say, "Oh, well, I know all that," but for anyone who's a new player, they probably wouldn't bother going into creative mode. They'd probably go into survival mode and then spend a lot of time trying to work these things out. Well, probably very good even if you're just learning the game to come into creative mode. Take a look around. I mean, you've got so many different bits of information here, which is really great. You see build menu selection tells you how to do the basics of building. And you've got the tools here, multi-tool, texture color tool. Again, the texture color tools are kind of hidden tool that if you play the normal survivor game, you tend to forget about it until you get into the building side of the game. You see you've got some general information there, the different types of blocks. When you see we've got the details on the mass and all that as well, which again is quite important if you are kind of manufacturing the blocks. And if we come up here as well, I mean, there's a lot to it. You can see we've got the access to there. We've got even more information up here. Although, so you can see it's the cockpit RCSs. Now, RCSs, for anyone who's new to the game, are a way of improving control. Whoops. Obviously, the floor doesn't exist up here. Yeah, RCSs are a way to control the maneuverability of your ship, but they tend to have quite a high price in the CPU count, although they have nerfed it, the pressure a little bit. You see storage, thrusters, and we've got generators, fuel tanks, oxygen systems. I mean, there's a whole, as I say, there's a whole raft of information here, different types of ships, and more importantly here you get little lists of what you would need, although it says 1 to 20 RCSs. Though, I mean, strictly speaking now, you don't really need an RCS for a small vessel, or even any vessel until you start getting a little bit big. And you've got so maybe I'm going. You've got a standard hover vehicle here. Because their hover engines provide downward thrust that keep the HV in the air. Thrusters on the top and bottom were there absolutely nothing. That's probably quite a nice little important piece of information there. So that's the first reason why I wanted to start in creative mode. The second reason is due to a comment left by Mad Mind Records, an impressive name. And that is that he left me a link to a minimal starter base, which is really useful. And I'm not going to use it in this video because I'm going to take another approach. But I think in some ways, this base could be quite useful in extreme survival situations. Either at the start of the game, or partly what I'm thinking is, well, if I go into the blueprint, you can see it says Life Pod A10. You can see it's got very minimal amount of resources, but it's got all the essentials to living. So if I can put it out there, and I'm just going to pop down here. And what I'm thinking is this could be an ideal base to effectively have as a pre-made blueprint in your inventory. So if you get in a survival situation, you could literally put this base out and have all the basics for survival. So you can see we've got the armor locker, which is probably the reason why he left the comment in the first place. We've got an O2 station there, and around here we've got 2 containers. So we've got a storage of 32,000 units, and you can see we've got a large constructor in here as well, which we can access like this of course, what you would do is you would connect it up to the different ones here. It's actually been named. So we got that there. And then if we come round to this side, we've got a food processor and a fridge. And then the fourth one here is we've got a little minimal area here with a clone chamber. And of course down here we've got a little kind of safety hideaway room here where you can actually sleep through the night. So you can do that. Yeah, you can only sleep at night. Yes, thank you, game. So I thought I'd just show you this very minimal base. I think it's a very good idea, to be honest. And it's something, as I say, if you're out, possibly even in a mid to late game, if you're exploring fairly hostile planets, because you've got to remember, with Alpha 12 now, there are going to be changes, especially probably to Project Eden. You may get in a situation where you may suddenly need a quick operational base to hide away with these extreme conditions. I think that's all I want to show you in creative mode, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to quit out of here and load the survival game. We can get on with dealing with the issues here, and maybe this time I'll actually stay alive. So I'll see you once we get on to our normal survival start. So here we are, we're back on the swamp planet. Apologies for starting in the dark, but I want to do a couple of things before the daylight comes so that we can have a good session going out and exploring in the daylight, so I can actually see what's coming at me. And what I want to do first is to pick up on a suggestion from both Scathlon and Russell Logan about using this wreckage as a very simple base in order to get some armor. And probably the best way to start this is if we come down here, we unlock the armor locker, and I think the other thing I also want to do is unlock the cargo box. Of course, we're going to have to go into weapons and unlock the light armor as well. And then what we can do here is just put that up there, and we're going to build the armor locker first. There's the base armor locker, and we should be able to create some light armor. And the other thing I also want to do is build a single cargo box. Now I'm really looking forward to getting my light armor suit, and what I'm thinking is what I'm going to do is just drop the core down in there, and then what I'd like to do is be nice to have a jetpack as well. I'm just going to salvage out this block here. So we've got that salvaged. Back to the lights. You can see what we're doing. Still going to keep an eye on the temperature. I'm just going to put that. Right, we've got the armor locker we can put out. I think I've actually just got into the habit of going straight for an SV or HV, so I'd actually forgotten all about this option of using this base. And while we're actually at it, let's have a quick look. What's the risk of us being attacked? Probably completely inconsequential. Yes, no one's interested in us, so we're okay. And of course the devices tells us that we've got no fuel tank, no O2 tank, no generator. I'm not totally sure whether I'm actually going to power this base up. I'm kind of a bit inclined maybe to find a better operational base. This is just purely survival. Looks my bike's packed itself up, so I'm just going to pick that up because we're going to need the bike to get out and recover. The other thing I've also done is I've put out a water O2 generator here, mainly just to get the water, though we are getting some oxygen in as a side effect as well. Nearly there. One thing I have been doing is I've actually been eating this grain, and as some of you pointed out, that indigestion doesn't seem to be a big factor anymore like it was before. I mean, it could be just the fact nature. We'll just grab this for the XP, or just killing a bit of time. I mean, 100 a pop is good. And there's all, oops. Well, hopefully once we've got the suit, this light radiation around this area won't be a problem. Oops, yep. Okay. Yes, thank you, game. I think we'll just eat that. grain. I mean, I've got no other use for it, so we might as well just eat it. I mean, true, it only gives 5 food, but it just serves the purpose there. I'm just checking medical supplies. We need some herbal leaves, actually. Some more plant fiber in here. Right, I've got the suit. Let's just get it on so we don't have to, I can at least move around a little bit. I'm just going to put the suit on. There we are. You can see we've now got protection from 5 degrees to 45 degrees and 2 radiation. Now, if you watch the previous videos, you were aware that I did wander into some areas where it's 50 degrees Celsius. So we're not completely out of the woods at the moment in the sense of temperature, but it means that generally wandering around we should be okay. Now, the next thing I want to do is... Now, this is a small container, which is 8K. We go into the big one. Now, this actually says 32K, but I'm pretty sure this is actually 16. That's 3.61 KSU. That's volume capacity. So I think some of these are actually wrong. I'm gonna go with this one. I'm just gonna drop that in there, and just to check. Yep, 16,000. Now I've also had a comment from somebody talking about the commands I use. One thing I am going to talk a little bit about is how you accessing containers and the different options. See, you can go in and press F by pointing at it, and that will bring up the logistics screen this way. You can also get in by coming here, clicking on here, and opening up this way. And then, of course, more importantly, this is the favorite key, is F4, which will give you the logistics screen here. Now, there is one little dodge you can use if you're building a base. If you turn on the wireless thing, you get a short range wireless from the box there. So it means that when you come down here and you want to pull out large amounts of blocks, you can put them down onto this bottom bar here, and that makes actually base building a little bit easier. It also should fix the problem with the solar powered capability. And if you come out. If you press T, you can actually flip backwards and forwards between the wireless connection or logistics connection and the normal toolbar. Anyway, that's just a quick run through. Just break that link because I've got nothing to put it in there at the moment. I just wanted to make that cargo box so that I can store a lot more in there. Things that, and truthfully, what I could do now is take out things like plants, stuff that I'm not going to be needing the constructor. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be particularly that important at the moment. So we've now got that there. I'm just going to pick that up and make some of that. Wouldn't mind some herbal leaves. I am going to pick up that just in case. And of course, another advantage of getting the armor is we've got a bit of extra carry capacity. I think I'll take the helmet off as well. I know, strictly speaking, that we don't really need to take the helmet off because, I mean, the game is now smart enough to know that if you're on a planet with oxygen, that you don't consume oxygen. Anyway, I think the first thing I want to do is come out and recover some of these items so that I can get it. I mean, it's not that far away from the base, although danger lurks everywhere on this planet. Now, somebody did actually leave a comment about the fact that Empyrion are considering getting rid of the motorbike. Apologies, I can't remember the name of the person who actually left their comment. And to be honest, I think probably like many people in this game, I've got a bit of a love-hate relationship with the motorbike, in the sense that the motorbike is a pain in the neck to use and it becomes redundant very, very quickly. I'm trying to find that copper deposit. Oh, there it is. But at the same time, it does have its uses, especially in the early part of the game like this. What's this? Get the sport food out. I think we'll pick that up as well. We don't need. Oh yeah, I've got that one. I'm just going to put that there. We've got a constructor, and what we're going to do is effectively just take this back to the wreckage. I'm just going to drop that off. Pile of sport food. We're starting to build up a little bit of a reserve now. Actually, I wouldn't mind a multi-tool. Can I make a multi-tool? That's a $6 million question, isn't it? Tools, multi-tool, yes. We should be able to. I make a multi-tool. I can't remember now. No, we're going to. Oh, yes, we can. Right, so I make the multi-tool, and we got Promethean pellets. Of course, one of the problems with the bike is turning it round, so it's easier just to pick it up and put it out again, facing in the right direction. So let's get rid of that marker. Probably just confusing the issue. And part of me says come down this way. Let's throw out another scan and see what's around. Let's see. Something there. We got something out that way. Something out that way. I think I'd rather stay in the daylight. So I was probably being a bit crazy, but I think we're going to go that way, and then maybe work round with the daylight so that we can use the daylight to our advantage. I better turn the bike around a bit. Place the bike in the right direction. And, I need to start setting those things up. Yeah, oops. It was J to put the jetpack on. Nice to have the jetpack. And I'll put you away. We don't need the lamp anymore. Yeah, one of the ways to really fight and survive in this game is to build up your finger memory. And it relates to the hotbar. And it's quite interesting. I mean, I watched various players like Spange and Disturbed Z. And it's quite interesting to see how everyone tends to lay out their hotbar in a certain way. And I think that's down to the fact that if you've got your primary defensive weapon in slot 1, when you get in the middle of some combat or something like that, you instinctively hit it without even thinking, oh, what button do I need to press? And I think that's very important in this game when you're actually out and about trying to do things, because if you can't swap weapons, especially when you run out of things, life can get very, very interesting. I think we're just gonna. Oh, that's just rock. Okay. Anyway, let's just keep going. Now we are heading into trees, but we do have the advantage of daylight. That little blue crystal there could be pentaxid. Looks like we might have some hostile. We're certainly gonna snag the pentaxid. I'm sure I saw some dinosaurs, but yeah, I mean, a bit of raw pentaxid is, I mean, we're not going to use it for a long time, but if you see it, it's certainly worth picking up. Right, we're going to go into the trees now. I think what we might do is just see if there's anything else on them. Nope. I think we need to get within a couple of 100 meters of this. A little bit of copper there. We've got plenty of copper at the moment. Oh, there's an insecty man. Go away. I'm not going to fight you. Not that I can't kill you, it's just that I don't want to catch alien parasites off you or anything stupid like that. What is this? Why isn't it? Oh, we got a nest. It looks like it's actually, oh, insecty creatures. But this is one advantage of the bike, is that you can run away if necessary. Those dinosaurs aren't reacting to me. I wonder if that's because they're not aggressive ones. Although I can guarantee you, if I probably get off the bike, they will turn aggressive. Oh, actually, yeah. Certainly gonna want that. That's alien thorn. That's good for medicine. See, we're in a pretty dangerous area at the moment. We're just right on the edge of the temperature range of the suit. We're at 46 degrees. I was hoping that if we gained some height, we would actually the temperature would get cooler, but obviously not. Anyway, let's just get down here. We're back to 44, so we can relax a little bit now. What is that there? Is that could be? Got some fire moss scrapings. Because I don't have a fridge to keep them in. Let me just bring out anything else around here. I think seeing we're here, we might as well tag over to here and see what's in this direction. I think I'm going to need something with a little bit more firepower. Oops. Right, so there's resources there. Just follow around the edge here. And in some ways, this is just very much reconnaissance. Just to find out what's out there. What's just take that. Take those herbal leaves as well. Still looking for silicon. Not really that. Oh, this is one of the hazards of the bike. Yes. Again, the quickest fix is just a shift click. Oops, shift F. Pick it up and, well, seeing you've offended me, we'll just drill this. Wait. And grab some more herbal leaves. Actually alien honey there, or natural sweetener. Gotta stop calling it alien honey. So, grab the fire moss scrapings. Silicon there, certainly gonna take that. More valuable than gold at the moment. Magic scanner. Oh, we found magnesium. Very nice, but at the same time, I'm not really that interested, to be honest. I'm curious about what is behind that area there. What is behind here? Right, we found a large nest. That could be bad news. We'll just Skype through it. Yeah, the nests are obviously. Oh. Alright, got an infected wound and we're too hot. We need to get out of here ASAP. I don't think I've got a cure for endo-parasites. Thermal burn, intoxication, organ failure. No, I'm in trouble. Run, 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 run. I'm gonna die. In this situation, it's just easier to die. We got 93 health. Just run, 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 run. Oh no. No, 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 game. Don't do this to me. I've lost my bike. Okay, I'm on foot now. Oh, put a blooming lake in the way. I'm not going to get there out. Okay, it's just. Well, I could treat the infected wound, but with the parasites there, and there's no point trying to hang on to survival. Yeah, I know I'm feeling hungry, and I've died. Sometimes it's just easier to die, to be honest. You've died from blood loss. Yes, thank you, game. Yeah, we're going to spawn in our current location. Where's the... Where we go? Because we should be reasonably safe here. Yeah. I know some people will say that's cheating, but to be honest, it's just being pragmatic. It's the honest truth. Like survival, torch, multi-tool, you on there, bandages. We definitely need some protection from the thing. Gonna eat this. You've got indigestion. See, I've got indigestion. Thank you, game. And you see there, but what we can do is we've got indigestion stomach pills. So indigestion is still part of the game. Now I could spend a lot of time fishing around underwater to get the bike back, but to be honest, we're just going to walk back to base. For some strange reason, when you lose a motorbike in the lake, you just never seem to be able to find it. It's amongst all the weed and stuff. So we're just going to have to use Shanks's pony and kind of walk our way back. Make sure we're... Definitely going to need a basic hover vehicle. So I'm going to need to recover the resources back to my base. I'm certainly going to need to mine out the irons. We found magnesium. We found a large nest that got me killed. So large nests on this planet aren't spider nests. Oh, great. Thank you, game. Right, we may have to deal with these guys. I think we're just going to have to... Reload. Oh. Gotcha. We've got some eggs. Rather preferred the meat, but take that. That's lots of XP. Reload on the run. I think I'm on my way to setting a record for the number of times I've been killed in a survival start in this game. I can't honestly remember dying so many times before. You know, I mean, maybe I've just got a bit complacent. I mean, I've had quite a few starts where I've never died at all. In fact, I've had, you know, until I've started running into the really heavy POIs, I've had very good runs. But obviously, Alpha 12 is a little bit more interesting. And to be honest, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with Project Eden. And the more I think about it, the more I'm hoping that Project Eden will be available when Alpha 12 drops into the stable branch. See, look, you know, a little bit of radiation, but it's not affecting us here. Oh, well, we finally got back to home base and just get a little bit of... I'll just shove as much of this into here as possible. I really need some meds. We need alien tooth. Is there anything that will cure endoparasites? There we are. Can I get a couple of those? Would be very useful. We got herbal leaves, and we want confetti moss scrapings. We might as well use all this up, because otherwise it's just going to perish. Well, it's only going to make a steak out of that. Just sort things out a little bit. Again, for the umpteenth time. Got them up. That there. We've got some water. We had the cure for the infected wound, but there was no point trying to cure the wound if we were not really interested in cure stunned. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much use in curing the infected wound if you couldn't get rid of the dermal parasites. So we got a little bit of silicon ore, we got some oxygen, we got some plates. We could probably make another berry juice. We got here dermal burn. I'm not interested in dermal burns. We got 2 of those anyway. Probably another bandage could be useful. And of course we're going to need a bike again. Give that up. I think just for the moment we're just going to... what's this? So we know we've got trouble up here. Oops, don't mean to do that. So we got trouble up there. Probably what I could do with is a decent, something with a bit more range, like a sniper rifle or something like that. I mean, let's have a look. Weapons. Yeah, we're going to need to make a large constructor. I think I'm probably going to have to bite the bullet and maybe just deploy a the generator and that to this base here. So, right, let's get this built up. I think we'll eat the steak. That. The reason I'm keeping these separate is, if you can see here, this is a perish time of 79. This is a perish time of 36. If I put this one on top of that, what it will do is average it. In fact, I'll show you. So we got 36 there, 79 there. If I do this, you see that we've got an average of the two. So if you've got two of them and one's getting a bit low, that's not quite so bad. But say you've got a pile of these very low and then you put in a new one, what that will do is drag the new one down, so you lose a lot of the non-perish time. So we've got our bike back, we've got a thing there. Right, we're gonna have to do some work on the base, so we're just gonna have to do it, whether I like it or not. We've got loads of points anyway. We're just gonna make a small fuel tank, small generator, and we're gonna need a small constructor so that we can start putting this base together. Yeah, I don't think I've got a choice in this. So I was hoping to avoid it, but small. Let's get that in. I mean, we've got a little bit of silicon now. I don't want that. Small tier 1 fuel tank. In fact, we can probably make a fridge now. Or we make a fridge inside of here. I didn't think you could make a fridge inside of the small constructor. Anyway, well, we're going to put that in. And we're going to put in a small constructor. We're just going to get all that built. I'm just going to go out and have a stroll around the neighborhood and see what's going on. I think this is staying a reasonably safe area. Actually, we can just go out on the bike and a little bit of... and hopefully not go swimming again. I think we're going to keep out the water. Actually, what we can do is go and recover that promethium. So it's in that direction. Oh, go away. I don't want you killing me again. Okay, we're in 58 degrees centigrade at the moment. So this is going to be a little bit interesting. Let's just keep going. It says there's something away to the south. Jump off the bike and anything out here. Okay, I'm overheating again. Have to cool ourselves off a little bit. I mean, I've got the water here now, so that shouldn't bring the temperature down as well. Okay. This looks like there's something in the water over here. 290. Oh, no, don't do it. Oh. Now this is a little bit risky. Helmet on. Actually, we take the weapon off, we can swim. Oh, wait. Interesting to see whether. Just go take a look, to see what this is. I mean, crash ship would be nice. And, I mean, when I've got the oxygen reserves from the emergency water oxygen generators thing. Let's just, you put the shotgun on, we'll sink to the bottom, and hopefully. Cannot shoot this weapon underwater. Okay. So you've got to swim to the surface to use the scanner. Very useful to know that you can't use the scanner underwater because it's treated as a weapon. Whatever this is, it doesn't want to reveal itself. Oh, we've got a smuggler's barge. I think somebody posted a comment about smuggler's barges. What is that? Oh, it's only a rock. This could be a good find. Need to keep an eye on the oxygen. Yeah, look at this. Well, we've got some weapons. They've got nothing, nowhere near the ability to. We've got a little bit of ammunition. Got some 15mm. Probably not exactly what I'm looking for at the moment. Charge 49 degrees centigrade. Keep an eye on the temperature. The sniper rounds. Got a pteropod here. Okay, go away. And of course I've got, can't actually fire a weapon, but he's got the advantage. So. Well, yeah, it's something you need to be aware. Pteropods underwater can be bad news. We need to get out of here where I'm starting to overheat a little bit as well. I've got trees here. Hey, here we are, back on dry land. And where are we on the map? Where I'm down here in the south. There's Talon territory there. Take the helmet off. Can't take the helmet off when you're on the bike. Right, let me just jump off and we'll just deploy the magic machine and I want to throw out, see him over here, I just want to throw out a scan and see if there's anything around. Nothing as such, okay. There's nothing on radar this way. I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of have a 51 degrees. We can't afford to hang around too long, so we're just going to keep going. Just kind of swing round like this. And right, we're 900 meters away from the sun's going to be setting soon, so I think we need to start making our way back towards. Hello, Mr. Pangolin. We're not going to tangle with you. Keep out the water. Right, we're going to have to do a bit of a flyby the nest and try and keep out of the water. Trouble. These spiders or the... Oh, no, there they are. Mr. Happy. Ah, got away with that one. Isn't this fun? I really need to come out and salvage this wreckage, but I think we're down to 39 degrees, so we're safe now. Being in the swamp near water is still going to be a problem. Anyway, let's just get back to the large wreckage. I certainly need a sniper rifle and assault rifle if we're going to deal with those creatures. Shotgun's too close in, and I'm certainly going to need the medication as well. So let's just get around here. The helmet off. And didn't actually pick up that much. Now some of this stuff is a good example of what we can put in the here, because we certainly not be using that for a little while, and 15mm would be quite useful. Let's get back to, I think what we're going to do is put that in. We make some meds. Alien tooth. We need confetti moss scrapings, not fire moss scrapings. Right. What we're going to do now is this is where we're going to use the little bit of the dodge with the come into here, large wreckage, put that up, and then we're just going to drop this on. Means I can pull everything out in one go and I don't have to mess about. So I wouldn't mind putting the fuel tank. Fuel tank can go there. Salvage out the half block here. And maybe we'll take that one out as well. I would like to kind of have it half into the ground. It's T. That's it. That's exactly what I'm looking for. And we'll put that there, and put the fridge behind it, so we just got a little bit of a grouping in the center there. And I'm just going to pull out everything that is perishable. Oh, most of it is already perished, so alien thorn we don't need to worry too much about. I'll leave that in. I think that's about it. Of course, I'm going to need to power the base up, but we'll get this in. Oops, don't want sniper rounds in fridge. We're not on my capital vessel. Of course, we can come in here. Fuel. Put a tiny amount of fuel in there. And of course, because I've got promethium, I can make power cells. What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should give me 10 to be going on with. Oops. It's feeling a little bit more comfortable now. Of course, we'll have to connect this up with the cargo box. Got nothing in here, but we've got a bit more of a range of items we can now use to build a hover vehicle. So I suppose in some ways I'm a bit more comfortable with that. Still need the silicon, which is going to be an issue. So we'll just pull out some of these. F4. I'm just going to drop some in there. And it's not a lot of fuel, but it's enough to be going on with. And let's get it from here. And just get rid of that wireless connector. And we got the large cargo box. So, and I think this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. We've got our simple base up and running, and we've kind of explored this area here. For considering the amount of area that I've covered, I'm a little bit disappointed in what we've got in the way of resources. So I'm kind of thinking maybe SV over HV. So, and I think I'm probably going to go with a blueprint for a simple SV. My motorbike is still stuck in the middle of the lake, but sorry, I just can't be bothered to go fishing for it. I've got a new one. I think this is one of the big factors now, is that if you come in here, just to show you, I mean, the motorbike construction kit is one iron ingot. To be honest, the motorbike now is effectively a throwaway object. But this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.